Okay, everybody else can stand by the goal.
Today's the Battersea Summer Scheme, the big play out. So my dad and I have come along today, and I think this is a great initiative, getting kids, keeping them busy. Summer holidays, it's not easy. I've got plenty of kids, I know that myself. And obviously keeping kids out of trouble. I think that's a big theme now, especially in London, or all throughout the country really, making sure that kids go the right way, make good decisions.
It's absolutely vital, and for us this year, we've been going for 30 years, and throughout the summer. So it's our scheme starting in earnest this week with this play out, and then we've got 3,000 day trips. It's about taking the kids out of their environment, getting them to try something new. It's as simple as going down to the beach for the day.
And I was very lucky. I had parents who would always make sure I was busy over the summer holidays and doing different things and keeping active through sport. And I think that's one of the big attributes that football brings, because it keeps you in a team environment. Just make sure you stay off the streets and don't get involved in making bad decisions. It's easier said than done, but anything like this makes such an advantage for kids. So it's been really good. It's been great to see today, and the effort that people put in. A lot of volunteers doing it for free as well. So pretty incredible work.
Talk about your dad and how lucky you were. It's so nice to be able to bring him to these sort of things with you, because you could come alone, but it's so nice to see your relationship together and how you get involved together with these.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy, isn't it? Because I've got a dad, I've got a mum that have played such a big part in my life, that still give me great advice. And for some kids, they haven't obviously got that, that sort of luck, and that's where you need great role models.
Do you remember the days when Jamie was a little boy, having to help him out at these sort of things?
Oh, loved it. It's, every summer it's soccer schools, always at soccer schools. If there's a soccer school anywhere, he'd be there,
And to see someone like Jamie Redknapp and his father, Harry, join today, that must be really quite special, particularly for the kids, and getting some inspiration to come and do this.
Incredible. I mean, they've been with us for the morning and did a fantastic question and answer session, engaging with the young people, but, showing these young guys who are going to have the football session now that you're not that far away from a professional contract if you're a good enough football player, and for them to have a training session with these two is just incredible. I mean, what an opportunity. If you're into football, who wouldn't? The summer scheme's about giving young people an opportunity. It's the summer holidays, so it's about having a bit of fun, but it's about learning something new, being a bit challenged, engaging in, just something you haven't tried before.
We're a London-based, London-centric development business. We're quite selective with the types of projects which we take on board. We typically look for projects which are quite transformational in terms of primarily the housing they can deliver, and with that a significant proportion of affordable housing is part of that. But we like to, because we are going to be in this borough for so long, we like to go above and beyond just the box ticking, if you like. So we really make an effort as a team to try and immerse ourselves in local communities, do as much as we can with local charities, and we have I wouldn't necessarily say a preference, but a lot of the work we do is with younger generations.
You mentioned obligations there. How important is it that firms like yours, corporate firms, do see it as an obligation to get involved in something like this when you see the amount of problems we have here in London?
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said first, there's the kind of statutory stuff which you have to do as a developer, and rightly so. But then what we want to do is take that and multiply.
Moving on to the upcoming Premier League season, are you excited for this year's campaign? Because are we going to finally see, perhaps for the first time in a few years, not just a 1-2 horse race past Christmas? There might be 3 or 4 or 5 clubs in it potentially this year. Can Man City be knocked off their perch finally by Arsenal or anyone else?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I think there is going to be a few more runners this year. I've been listening to Pep Guardiola, and he's been, a little worried about his team being undercooked, not getting enough of a pre-season. Lots of players, juggling when you're going to bring them back from Euros or major tournaments, and it's not always that easy. And how you can get players to match fitness. Now, they've always been the masters, and certainly Pep has with his team, and making sure they finish so well last 10, 15 games a season. That's when they start to dominate. I like the look of Arsenal. I must admit, I think they're ready now. They're going to try and acquire a few more players. The players that they're in the market for, I really like. They're a club that's very progressive. They want to win. They're not just signing players for the sake of it. So I think that, in terms of contenders, I think it would certainly still be between Arsenal and City. I don't see any real runners, if I'm honest, but Arsenal are going to be, for me, they're the favourites this year.